The housing market continues to be stubbornly expensive, and housing prices are experiencing year-over-year gains in many areas like Ohio. A viewer on my channel, Candy Milano, just commented, even in Ohio, houses are still overpriced. Today we're reviewing Redfin's latest housing market update. Today I'm out at the TJ Evans bike trail with Max, my son, and Elaine, the dog, to review today's Redfin article appropriately titled Housing Market Update. Activity is picking up in 2024, but severe winter weather keeps some buyers and sellers on the sideline. And do me a favor, comment below. I'd love to know what's happening in your local market with real estate. Are you seeing prices increase this winter, or are they dropping? What's going on? Tell me in the comments below. I love seeing your comments. I read them all the time. All right, let's get to the article. 2024 is shaping up to be a more active market than 2023 for home buyers and sellers, with mortgage applications and new listings rising. But Redfin economists believe demand and listings would be rising more if not for harsh, unusual winter weather. Well, I don't know if it's unusual, but it's definitely winter out here. Buyers and sellers are making moves, largely because mortgage rates are holding steady in the mid 6% range, down from 8% in October. The typical US home buyer's monthly housing payment is $2,456, with this week's average rate. While that's up 10% year over year, it's down from October's record high of over $2,700. So obviously, home prices are remaining sticky, like we'll get to in a second. But not only that, mortgage rates, they are up 10% year over year, but they're definitely lower than they have been over the last couple months. And I think today when I checked the Mortgage News Daily 30-year rate, it was about 6.85%. So not low by any means, but lower than it was in October. Redfin economists say buyer demand and listings would likely be picking up more if not for the severe winter weather much of the country experienced over the last week. We expected both buyers and sellers to react more strongly to last month's drop in mortgage rates once the holidays pass, but frigid weather and snowstorms have halted a lot of buying and selling, said Redfin economist research lead Chen Zhao. As long as rates don't shoot up, we expect the market to pick up as spring season approaches. I don't know what other people are doing, but man, I already made 2 offers this morning before this video. I mean, I'm still buying. I'm buying investment properties. I'm still looking. So winter weather shouldn't deter you from buying real estate. That's ridiculous. Now, I know some buyers may not want to venture out, but winter's the time to get a deal. So I'm making offers. I'm not stopping, and I'm still in the buying mode. All right, let's go over some of the leading indicators from Redfin. The daily average fixed rate for a 30-year mortgage was 6.88% as of January 17th, according to Redfin. That's up slightly from 6.78 a week earlier and up from 6.07% a year earlier. All right, now mortgage purchase applications, those are up 9% from a week earlier, but up 8% from a month earlier. So people are putting in more mortgage applications than they were this time last year. Remember though, this time last year, the housing market was like going straight down because rates were shooting up so fast. Google searches for homes are up 10% from a month earlier, but down 13% still compared to last year. So this time last year, people were searching for homes more, it sounds like, on Google, but mortgage applications were actually down compared to right now. So I don't know, it still sounds like the housing market from an interest standpoint, from a level of interest to the public, is still lower than it was last year, obviously, and much lower than the year before. All right, now let's talk about median sale price. Median sales price came in at $362,000. That's up 4.2% compared to this time last year. A lot of people had predicted that housing prices would tank and crash because of the mortgage rates going up so fast, but that has not happened. Now, the $362,000 number is down slightly from last week when they reported. I think it was 363 and some change last week, and now it's 362,000, but it is winter, so I mean that's going to happen in the winter months. A lot of that seasonality, but definitely not a crash. I mean, we're not down 20%. The median asking price is $372,000. That's up 5.4% from this time last year. Pending sales, 51,000 units, down 3% compared to last year. New listings, those are up a lot compared to last year. But remember, last year, at this time, rates were skyrocketing and people, quite frankly, were just not listing homes at all. So even though it is up 7%, there's no flood of inventory, because the next stat tells us that active listings are still down 2.4% compared to this time last year. And what's even more so is astonishing is look at the active listing number. 762,000 listings active right now, well under 1 million. There are people that have predicted we would hit 1 million units by the end of the year 23, but not even close. All right, now let's talk about some of these median sale prices, because these are astonishing. I mean, some of these areas are just like, they're just growing as fast as they did, you know, just a couple years ago. So Anaheim, California, up 16% year over year in pricing. West Palm Beach, Florida, up 14% year over year. Newark, New Jersey, 14% increase versus last year. Fort Lauderdale, Florida, up 13% from last year. And Miami, up 12.8%. So when you look at the top metros from a year over year price gain, a lot of them you could see they're in California, Florida, some Northeast with New Jersey involved. And because this is Ohio real estate, and I do live in Ohio and work as an Ohio real estate agent and investor, Columbus is actually up 7% year over year regarding prices when you look at the price chart. So here in Columbus and Central Ohio, we're up 7% year over year. So not like California or Florida, but certainly an increase. So look at some of the areas where prices dropped. I mean, a lot of them are in Texas. In fact, if you go through these charts, and you can access Redfin data anytime you want on their website, just like I'm doing, you could see, man, like Texas is taking a beating over the past few months. It's just like, it's probably because of the new construction. You know, new construction, if there's a ton of new construction in an area, you may see prices, you know, soften because there's more choices for buyers. That makes sense. More supply equals lower prices typically. Less supply and increased demand equals higher prices. Okay, so I'm curious what you think. Are prices dropping in your area? Do you know a lot of people who are out there looking for houses right now? Or what are you doing? Are you looking for a house, or are you waiting on the sidelines? I'd love to know. Comment below. Again, I value your comments. Greatly appreciate your time today watching this video. All right, so let's visualize some of this data in the charts. I like to look at the median sales price chart, and when you take out 2021 to just focus on the last couple years and then the beginning of 24, look at the median sale price. It ended the year up in 2023, and now it's starting the year up in 2024. So some people like Morgan Stanley and Meet Kevin predict housing prices could drop 3% in 2024. Well, look at the chart. I mean, if they happen to drop 3%, is that going to crash the market? Doesn't seem like it. I mean, with housing prices increasing on average, you know, 40 to 45% during the pandemic, and upwards of 50% over the past, you know, 4 or 5 years, there's no doubt that just a 3% decrease would not really do much to pricing. And over the long run, real estate typically goes up in value. In fact, it goes up 6% annually if you look at the last 20 years, according to Case-Shiller Index. All right, now let's look at median asking price. So you can see that's up as well year over year, starting the year up. And if people are asking more and more for their houses, and they're getting about 98%, 98.3% or so of what they're, you know, asking for the house, then typically higher asking prices are going to lead to higher median sale price. You can see home buyer housing payments obviously up compared to last year. We just went over that. Now it is trending down over the last few months, but it's starting the year definitely higher than it was in 2023. Now let's skip to new listings. So take a look at new listings, and they actually are up, right, 7% or so compared to 2023 at this time. But I mean, we need a ton of new listings to make a dent in this inventory. And heaven forbid, if interest rates drop in the spring, look out. I mean, if they don't drop, we still may have an influx of demand. But if interest rates drop in, you know, the next couple months, I mean, demand could spike even more and drop the active listings and even have more supply destruction than we already have. But look at active listings. Again, active listings, they are down compared to last year, just slightly, about 2% or so. But the number of houses available to buy right now, unbelievably, is less than it was last year. It's just unreal. Now this next stat is, you know, it'll confuse a lot of people when you look at it. It shows that months of supply is now 4.4 months, and that's up. It was up from last week. It's up from a year earlier. but that does not mean there's more inventory. Since we know there's less active listings, there are more months of supply, but that simply is an indication that there are houses sitting on the market that people don't want. A lot of times right now, that's an expensive house. So if you have a medium price point, like the medium price in Columbus, the median price in Columbus and Central Ohio is about $310,000. So if the median price is $310,000 and I'm a seller and I'm trying to sell a house that's 800 grand and interest rates have shot up where they are now, chances are that house is going to sit on the market a lot longer. So people look at the supply and the months of supply and go, hey, look at this, the market's crashing, there's like less demand. Not true. It just means that there are houses sitting on the market right now that, because interest rates went up, people are staying away from. But overall, buying demand is still pretty much on track of where it's been over the last year. And since there's no affordable inventory, good affordable inventory, that's why you're seeing more and more months of supply, because the stuff that is sitting on the market is sometimes junk, needs a lot of work, or overpriced, or way over the median. And you can tell houses are still coming off the market pretty quick, the good ones anyway, because 23% of homes sold above the final list price, and the average home sold for 98.3% of the final asking price. So there's not a whole lot of discounting going on when it comes to the price points. It's not like people are getting 10% off, 20% off what the seller's asking. Generally speaking, sellers are getting almost what they're asking. Well, that's the video today. That's the Redfin update. Again, prices seem really sticky, and unless we get a lot more inventory, folks, or a catastrophic economic event hits the United States, it doesn't seem like prices are going to crash. So if you are looking for real estate or you need help buying real estate here in the Buckeye State in Ohio, please give me a call, give me a shout. I am a realtor and a small town investor. So it doesn't matter if you're an investor, buyer, or seller, I'm here to help you. And do me a favor, like and subscribe to my channel. I post updates every week, twice a week at least, about the real estate market nationally and in Ohio. Thank you for watching. My kid, my dog, and I, we're gonna get inside. Kind of cold outside right now, but we're gonna get inside, warm up, and we'll see you on the next video.